Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, perfect, 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 perfect. How's everyone doing today, guys? Just gonna wait for a few more people to lock in, and then we can begin shortly.
How we going? How we doing, guys? We good?
Yes,
Come on, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wait, is my camera is not even on. Uh, turn camera on. There you go. Perfect, perfect. How you doing, Ed? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I'm
Where you
excited.
from, my brother?
I'm from Essex.
All the way from Essex, yeah. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, man. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
Who else? Who else is from Essex around here? It's just you.
Yeah, I think probably just me.
Nah, I live in Essex still.
Come on.
J Lab. Okay, okay. Confirm your speaking language. It's English. There you go. Boom.
Where you from, bro? London?
No, I'm not from London. I'm from Birmingham. You know,
Birmingham.
we're
Big
from
up, big
Birmingham,
up.
boys.
Let's go.
That's where we're from. Is there any more people coming through, or is that it? Let me just confirm. Let me see the chat. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Just 2 more minutes. You know, just letting everyone come in. 1, 2, 3. Okay, guys. Okay, okay. If you can all hear me, just if you can't hear me, just say it on the chat so I can actually see it. I'm gonna put it over here, just so I can see everything from everyone. And yeah, let's start, guys. Let's start. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Junior. You know, I'm also a trader. You know, I've been trading alongside Anderson from day one. You know, and like the profit that he's been showing on on the group chat. You know, you guys already know that it's amazing. You know, forward can change your life if you guys stay focused. This program is going to be extremely the correct word to use here. It's just got to be, you just have to be focusing, paying attention to everything that he says to you guys, and just make sure you focus and stay focused with your work, and just consistency. That's what keeps the game going. I'm going to introduce Anderson. Is Anderson in here for in the chat? Where's Anderson?
I'm
Anderson.
here, bro. I can
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah. You can hear me. Oh, okay? Yeah. So everyone knows you, of course. You're the main guy here. You want to take the lead, or
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you very much. Yo, so guys, I'm just gonna start by saying I appreciate everyone trusting me in order to help you get to where you wanna get to in life. Um, Now I just literally wanna just drop a quick message to everybody, right? Trading is something that has changed my life, right? And it can change yours. Like I growing up, I always knew I wanted to do something. I wanted to become someone great, right? And it doesn't matter if you don't have it earlier on in life, but it matters that you have it at some point in your life. You have to believe in yourself. You have to literally say, I am the GOAT, right? You don't have to say to everybody else, at the end of the day, it's you versus you, right? Many of you probably know my story, right? But many of you probably don't. So I'm going to drop something really quickly before we start. Um, 1 second, sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to drop my story really quickly. How I started to trade. Now, I've mentioned it a number of times on social media and so on and so forth, right? And I even did a call yesterday and not call a live on Instagram. I kind of explained a little bit on there. But basically, you have to understand that in life, it's all a journey, right? It doesn't matter where you are right now, right? But what matters is the mindset. You need to have the right mindset, right, to achieve anything in life, whether it's trading, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's anything in life. You literally have to just have the mindset. Okay. So my journey has taken longer than I thought, right? But everything just comes at once your mindset is correct. So I don't generally believe that you should achieve anything in life unless your mindset is already there. So how can someone become a millionaire overnight, right? Without already going through the trials and errors, you know, the difficult times, things need to happen in your life in order for you to get to the next level because you know how to deal with it, right? I've made a lot of money, but at the same time, I will tell you straight, my mindset has been amazing from a young age, but it's different when you actually start to get money, right? Now, I want everyone to really deep the things that I say because I'm going to go crazy in this mentorship, right? I started making money and I thought I was lit, right? I was doing this, buying this, doing that, enjoying life like crazy, right? Now, the maddest thing is that I had to reset a number of times. I had to reset a number of times because my mindset wasn't fully loaded to the point where I I need to make this amount of money, right? You have to build, right? So when I'm talking about the journey is like everything that you're going through right now, whether you've made it in trading, whether you're trying to you're blowing accounts, whether your life is not on the right path, and so on and so forth. You have to understand that that is your journey and embrace that journey, right? But the number one thing that you need to focus on is the mindset. Your mindset can get you from 0 to 100 very quickly. A lot of you can literally be a millionaire, right? With the right mindset, right? You can make £1 million next week, but because you have the mindset, you'll be able to remain and keep that money, right? It's not like I can give one of you £1 million and you'll blow it tomorrow, right? Maybe not tomorrow, but you'll blow it in like 3 months, 6 months because you think you're rich. Being a millionaire is not, you're not rich when you make a million. You start to realize, oh my God, things are so much more. Like if I buy a house, my money's gone. Like if I buy a Lambo, I buy this car, and then your family wants this and that. A million is nothing. And I want you guys to get something from this mentorship. Of course, you're gonna get this skill. But what I want you guys to get more from this is my mindset, how I move, right? So, just going back to the journey, right? I started trading in 2020, right? I knew about trading, I heard about trading, but you never really exposed to trading unless you actually meet someone or you follow someone online or they're doing amazing things that you want to do as well, right? So I started trading in 2020, and the only reason why I got to that stage is because there was a guy that came in my vehicle wrapping business who was literally a trader, right? Imagine this was the last customer that I had before Christmas. I never knew lockdown was going to happen, right? The last customer I had before Christmas came in driving Audi R8. Guy was like 20 years old, right? 20 years old, driving an Audi R8, and he looked clean, right? He had all these other things like nice clothes, so on and so forth, right? So for me at the time, I was thinking, well, I'm working Monday to Sunday, literally. I've got no time to do anything. Like my is going to be born in literally 2 months. Like I need to figure something out. Like I need to see my daughter grow up, right? And this guy came in, and like I said, it's the journey, right? I've been through so much things, right? So now I'm like, okay, cool. I'm asking this guy, bro, what do? You travel 4 hours away, driving a sports car. You know, you got LV this, LV that. Like I don't care about the money. I care about the freedom. Like you have freedom, right? And you have to catch a train back, which is gonna probably take you about 2 hours. The guy told me trading, and that was it. That's all I needed to hear. I've seen this guy in real life because a lot of times what people do is they see someone online and all they think is, oh, scammer. Oh, yeah, this. Oh, yeah, he's making money from clients. Oh, yeah, da, 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 da. But I seen this person. I've never had that mindset of not not thinking anything's real. You have to always, we live in 2025 now. Like things are real. Yes, I know that you've got a lot of things online where people are not really, so people still coming in. Yeah, you got people that are not actually doing it, but there's a lot of people doing it. Guys, there's so much money in this world. It's insane. And when you get to a certain level, you're thinking, raw, that car sold out, that Lambo sold out. Like you can't even just call Lambo and get the car. It's already gone before they even put it on the I, guys, sorry, 1 second. There's people still joining. It's 13 minutes. Why are people joining 30 minutes late? It's not good enough. You have to be on time, guys. Right? So there's so much money in this world, meaning that when you get to certain levels, you start to realize, damn, like at the bottom, it's such a rat race that people are literally trying to go for bargains. But at the top, people like everything's sold out. Like it's crazy. But when I met this guy, I was just like, I need to learn whatever he's doing because I want the freedom. And I worked my ass off in 9 months' time. I became profitable in 9 months, right? Potentially six, but the last couple of months, I was literally just like thinking I've made it. Made 3 bags, made 4 bags, made 5 bags. I'm thinking I made it. But no, that leads to the next journey. That leads to you actually getting your mind right, understanding that money, right? It's just a tool. It's not like, oh my God, I made 5K, I made 10K, like I'm rich. No, you never ever think like that. Because at the top, there's people making £1 million a day, £1 million a week, right? So you have to open your mind and understand that you can reach to certain levels. Do you know what I'm saying? So I spent 9 months going through trial and errors, learning the markets. I had a baby that I had to look after, a newborn baby. I was going through a breakup. I had to move back home to my mom's sofa. I made it work. Why? Because the journey that I've had all along has not been easy. I had a friend for over 10 years who I had to lock off, you know, like all these things, and still learning one of the hardest skills in the game, right? Trading. I made it work. So I know that it wasn't just because, oh, I made it work. It's because of my mindset. It's because I wanted it. A lot of people have just a small mind. They think small. They don't think anything about themselves. What do people do? They wake up in the morning. First thing they do is check Instagram, right? looking at loads of bullshit on Instagram, and now you already started the day with negative energy because a lot of people, like, you don't know what's on your feed, right? A lot of people follow so many people that have so many different ideas of the world, right? That they don't focus on just focusing on themselves, right? So one thing I'll say to you guys is, like, literally unfollow people that don't match your energy, unfollow people that are not giving back to you, right? You have to let go of people because it's you versus you in this world. It's you versus you. And I had to lose friends. I had to stay on my own path, right? And when you start doing that, you start meeting people that are on the same path as you, that is going to push you to the next level, right? It's crazy because, like, Junior spoke earlier, right? And I had a clothing brand back in the days, right? I knew Junior's sister through a networking kind of event. But Junior, I never really knew him at the time, but he was always supporting my clothing brand. He was buying things. He was just sharing it on Instagram without even me saying anything. These times I had friends for a long time that did not even want to share that post, share that post that I've literally just, like, shared for people to buy products. But he was there. He didn't know me like that, but he was supporting. This is why to this day he's still a part of my life, right? So you will meet people, right? Don't just the people that are not on your energy, get rid of them. And don't worry, because they don't really care. They want something from you, right? So once you start focusing on yourself and you start getting to certain levels, you don't just bring certain energy around your space because you know your worth. And you have to know your worth before you even are there. You have to act like the person that is successful before you even get there. A lot of you want success, but you don't do successful things in a day. You don't do successful things in a month. How do you expect to become successful if you're not treating your life as you are the success? Right? Your mindset is not already there. So how can you be there? A lot of you want riches. A lot of you want wealth. But how can you even be there when your mindset is not there? This is what I'm saying. It's a journey, right? It's a journey that you go through, right? People look at me today, they're like, they probably don't like me because we come from the same area and I've done amazing things. It's because I had to lock myself in the room, right? You have one life. A lot of you think you have a limited time. There's no unlimited time. You have one life, so you have to get on with it, right? You have to get on with your life. You have to make a decision. You have to decide that, yo, listen, I'm tired of this bullshit. I want to get to the next level, right? Whether it's making money, whether it's just trading to make 100K so you can move and start your own business, that is your goal. That is the journey. That's what you have to do. I refuse to lose. I refuse to lose, right? Now, losing doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, but refusing to lose is a long-term thing, right? It took me a while. I was making money, of course, but not the money that I'm making now, right? That's refusing to lose. That's saying, waking up every day, battling my mind, right? Making sure that my mind is good, right? Making sure I'm programming my mind to win. I'm not looking at bullshit on Instagram. I'm not scrolling on TikTok, right? And when I catch myself doing it, I'm like, nah, what am I doing? I'm following the right people. Your mind is a computer, right? You can literally do anything you put your mind to, right? So one thing I will say is that you guys are listening to me right now, but don't let it just go in one ear and out the other, right? Deep what I'm saying. And as we go through this journey, right, this 10-week journey, things are going to start to make sense. But I need you. I don't care if you make it in trading or not. What I care about is that I've been able to shift your mind to believe that you can achieve anything, right? Even if some of you message me in a year's time and be like, bro, Anderson, I didn't do well in trading, but bro, look where I am right now. I started this business. I'm making money. I'm doing this. I'm traveling the world. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. But a lot of you can make it in trading. Do you know why? Because you've invested in yourself, right? You know that you have something in you to make it in trading. Okay. So, like, I'm not gonna speak too much right now. I'm gonna let Brad speak because Brad is one of my students who has literally killed it, right? And if you guys follow my lives and you see what I speak on and what I post on Instagram, this guy literally started with no clue of what trading is. He just saw me. He knew me from a young age. He followed me and he seen what I was doing and he decided to make a decision and jump, right? The same thing what I'm doing with you guys right now, right, is the same thing I did with Brad. But what did Brad have? He had the determination, right? He had hard work. He was grafting, right? He was not giving up even when times got hard, right? And I'll let him speak because it's one thing hearing it from me, but it's another thing hearing it from someone, right? So I'm going to ask him to unmute himself and we can hear from him. Yeah.
How's it going?
Yes,
Right.
Brad.
How's it going? You're right.
Good to see you, my guy.
Right. This is not something I'm not one to talk on camera, but life's all about taking risks and stepping outside your comfort zone. So that's what I'm going to do. Where do I start? Right. So I started with Anderson at the end of 2022. That's when I messaged him. I wanted to learn how to trade. Prior to that, I'd been watching his stories for probably 3-6 months, seeing all his success and stuff. And obviously I was just really inspired by it. And at the same time, me and my partner, we were saving to buy our house that we wanted to buy. We decided not to buy the house. Obviously, the way the economy is, and interest rates are so high, and we decided against it. So obviously, we grafted all this time, and we had this money sitting there. And obviously, I decided to invest money and learn how to trade. So that was at the start of 2023. We started lessons. I think that followed on for probably 6 months, 9 months, and then I decided to get more mentoring from Anderson. So I've had 2 lots of mentoring from Anderson. So I'll just give you a little recap of my journey. So it took me up until probably 4 months ago, 5 months ago, to be profitable. So let's say it took me a year and 5-6 months to be profitable. Now, everyone's journey is different. Like Anderson said just there, like he was profitable in 9 months. So when I was through my journey, I had kind of had those same expectations as well. I thought, why am I not profitable? But we're all different, and everyone's got their own different time frame. So I was trading. I started trading currencies. So I started on GBP USD. That was the first ever pair that I traded. And then obviously because Anderson trades gold, that's what he primarily trades. Obviously, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to master gold and trade gold, where obviously gold is a very volatile market compared to Forex pairs. So I put a lot of time and I studied gold. Like, I mean, it's what you need to do as well. Like, you really got to put a lot of time into these charts. Like, it's just something Anderson will teach you. The charts are literally art. Like, the same things happen, same certain touch points. Like the same things happen on these charts, and you really got to put in the graph to understand how they move. Probably wouldn't recommend going to gold straight away. Starting something that's a bit slower, like GBP USD or Euro USD, like a slower pair. So yeah. Obviously the first year I was making wins. losses, I couldn't stay consistent. I caught some good moves. I've even shared with Anderson. I've caught some really good moves. But I just couldn't stay consistent. I was constantly losing money. Up until 6 months ago, I was about £10,000 in the hole. I'd spent a few grand on mentoring. I lost about 3.5 grand from losses from my own trades. I went for funded accounts, FTMO. Obviously, I went for the biggest one, £140,000. I failed 3 of them. So I was about 10 grand in the hole. Now, 6 months ago, I had 10 grand in my bank. That's all I had to my name. And I thought, what, I'm not failing at this. And just before this, like, I had times where I thought, I really felt like giving up. Do you know what I mean? I really thought I ain't getting anywhere. Like, I'm not, like, I should be further ahead and I'm not. And I thought, what, I'm putting all my eggs in one basket and I'm depositing all I've got left in my bank into my broker. And I did. I deposited £10,000. And first month, I think I made about 2 grand. The next month, I only made about £1,000. But the last 4 months have just been insane. So November, I think I made about 4 grand in November. December, I made 5 grand. January, last month, no, sorry, the month before, I made nearly 8 grand. And this month, just gone, February, was my biggest ever month, and I made £10,000, which is it's just insane. Like, it's amazing how it can just change from, being unprofitable to profitable in like months. Like, it can literally change just like that. And it's just like the journey's just been absolutely crazy. Like, it's it's really overwhelming to even just to say to someone, or even just to say to yourself, you've made £10,000 in a single month. Like, it's real money. Like, do you know what I mean? And what I done as soon as I've made all this money, I've withdrawn it. In last month, me and my partner, we went to Jamaica for our anniversary, and I paid for the whole holiday with profits from trading. I thought, what, like, I've made this money. Like, I'm proud of myself, and you only live once, man. Like, I just spent it. Not that I've spent all my money. I've spent, some of it. But no, the journey is insane. Like, the last 6 months, I've been consistently profitable every single month. Like, of course, I've took losses, and I'm going to talk about February as well, because February was an insane month. I took my biggest ever loss in a single day. I lost 6.5 grand in a single day, and it was just insane. Like, I risked way too much. I failed to accept that the trade wasn't going my way, and even still now, I'm profitable, but I still have days and times where, my psychology is not. It's not 100%. Do you know what I mean? So I lost 6.5 grand in a day. Bearing in mind the start of February, I made about 2.5 grand, but then I took this massive hit, and I'll be honest, like, of course it bothered me, but it didn't really, I wasn't crying about it. Do you know what I mean? It didn't really massively affect me, because I'm getting to the point I don't really care about money. And you have to be like that with trading. You have to really not care about money. So I lost this money, and I thought, you know what? I'm making this back. So the next day, I stayed up all night, literally all night, staring at charts, staring at gold, drawed my charts out, following the market structure, and I took another risk. I risked about £1,500, right? And then I made about, I think it was 5.5 grand, which as well. So in the same week, I took my biggest ever loss, and I made my biggest ever win. And then February, my goal was I wanted to make £10,000. Like, I said it at the start of the month, even to my partner, myself, manifested it. I said, this is what I'm going to make. I'm going to make £10,000. And of course, when you lose 6.5 grand in a day, you're thinking, I was about 4 grand down for the month. At that point, I thought, there's no way I'm going to do it now. But, I literally put in the work, showed up every day, and yeah, I ended the month making 10 grand. And yeah, it's just insane. But yeah, like, my whole point of this is, like, like, don't give up. There's been times where I've really thought there's no way I'm going to be able to become profitable, and just literally like that, it can just change. Like, I've put in so much work on these charts. Like, I've stayed up all night. I've had no sleep. I've gone to work. I work like 14-hour days, so I've had no sleep, and like, there's no way I'm putting on all this work, manifesting what I want in life, and it's not going to happen. So yeah, man, put in the work, and you will see great things. So I mean, I could talk all day about my journey in the last 2 years, but that's like a rough recap of where I'm at. And don't get me wrong, I'm still nowhere near where I'm at. Like, I've made £30,000 in 4 months, which is insane. Like it's insane, but like I don't want this to sound ungrateful, but like I'm not satisfied with that. Like like my expectations are so much higher. Like I want to become a millionaire. Like I want financial freedom. That's my ultimate goal. It's not even about money. Like money, like Anderson says, money's a tool. Like I want freedom. I want to do what I want, be where I want, and just live life. I don't want to work a normal job the rest of my life. I don't discriminate anyone that wants to work a normal job. Like someone's got to work at Tesco, someone's got to do this. Do you know what I mean? But me, I want more, and like, believe me, I will achieve it. So I'm gonna leave it there, man.
Bro, I'll be honest, man. It's so inspiring, bro. Like even for me, it's inspiring, and that's the reason why I love trading, because you can see someone go from something to something, from nothing to something. And the maddest thing is that, like, the time flies, bro. I remember our calls. The time flies so quick, right? And you know what the maddest thing is that even I always say this to people: just because I'm successful doesn't mean that you're going to be successful, right?
Mhm.
What matters is that your mindset changes. That's the only difference between someone that's not doing well and someone that's doing well, is that their mindset is just, for example, like you just mentioned, £6,000 you lost in one day, right? Now, you didn't lose that money. You're just saving it. Because what did you do? You didn't go and sleep and just be like, oh, I just lost 6K. Oh my God. And you're all stressed out. Because that would have just gave more to that energy. What you did is your mindset was correct. It's like, you know what? I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I've made money, right? Let me just make it back. Let me just get it back, right? And then you surpass that. So these are all journeys and these are all challenges that will happen, right? It will happen in your trading journey. But the thing is, you just never quit. You never quit. You just keep going. Guys, I've lost 300K in one trade. How do you think I felt? I didn't think 300K. Like, as a trader, you need to be a robot. We work by risk to reward, right? So if I lost 300K, what was my reward? I knew what I was putting on. I knew that that was going to happen. Yes, of course, it hits like a ton of bricks. It hits like a truck. Like me growing up, yeah, like, okay, cool. I've always wanted to make a lot of money. But saying to yourself, damn, I just hit 300K, right? And it didn't hit until like a few days later. Damn, like 300K can change someone's life. But my mindset is so gone to the point where it's like I don't even care, right? Because I know I've made money. I know I'm gonna make more. I know what my risk was. I know all of these things. And people always ask me all the time, oh bro, where's your stop loss? Where should it be? How much should I risk? How much is this? Bro, you risk what you're happy to risk, because it's risk reward. And also it's down to your capital too. But I started from the bottom like everyone, right? So you have to just keep going. Now, Brad, I just want to ask you a quick question, yeah? Right? So, what did you do, just to get everyone to understand, right? What did you do when things wasn't going right for you?
Just kept showing up, I guess. I mean, I always believed in myself that I could do it. Like, I mean, I think that's the main thing. Like, as long as you believe in yourself, um, like you can achieve anything. And I always knew that like there would be a turning point, and Even at that point, like I said, I'm not joking. I literally deposited the last bit of money I had to my name that I had saved, that I'd worked years to save up, and I put that. I literally put all my eggs in one basket and thought, I'm going for it. And don't get me wrong, like the last 6 months, I've made a lot of money, but I've took big risks. Like I've risked like 10% of my account on some trades. Do you know what I mean? Like I really have, but. And I think when you get to that stage, I'm not saying to everyone there, like, don't risk 10% of your account. You should risk the minimal to start with. And like, I'm not saying I'm an expert trader but I have primarily just traded gold for 2 years, and I understand how it works. I understand the volatility of it. And, like I do take big risks, but you take big risks, you get big rewards. And
There's one thing I'm gonna say quickly so everyone understands, right? The game isn't about going and taking big risks at the start, right? At the start, and like I said, a journey, right? I had a journey with clothing brands, doing paper rounds, and starting my clothing brand, and then doing vehicle wrapping, and then meeting someone that does trading, and now went into trading. This was all a journey. Now it's the same thing. Like I always say, treat trading like life itself. The way you move, how you eat, how you carry yourself is how you're going to be moving in trading. But once you start trading, right, your goal has to be that I need to just get this account up. You just need to collect money. Well, it's $5, $100, $50, $20. Just keep collecting money. Keep showing up every day, saying to yourself, holding yourself accountable. No, I'm gonna make sure that I'm picking good trades so I make money, right? And then you just keep growing, and before you know it, you go from 500 to 2K to 2K to 3K to 4K to 5K. Then when you are like 10K, 15, 20K, then you're gonna be like, okay, cool, I've made some money. I know it's not enough for me. I'm worth more, right? And this is how you should feel about yourself. I know I'm worth more than what I make, anyways, right? You should always see yourself as the top of the top, right? But you can't just go and risk all of the money that you've just worked hard for. But what you can do is be like, you know what? I've got 15K here, right? I'm probably gonna risk maybe, let's just say 2K to make a 1 to 3. And if you really study, you really put in the work, you trust the strategy, which I'm going to show you, right? And you feel good about the trade, right? You take the risk. You go from, instead of risking £200, you risk 2K, you risk 3K, right? Because why? Because you trust the game. You trust that, okay, cool. Even if I take a loss of 3K, right? I've still got 12K. I can still make money, right? But if you win the trade, well, you got 9K if you risk 3K for a 1 to 3. And then before you know, you're like, oh, I get the game. I understand now, right? I can risk money, right? And because I trust the strategy, because I've done the work, I'm gonna risk. It's a risk to reward. Like I'm not out here saying don't risk. Risk, but risk when the time is right. Right? It's like a football match. Like a lot of the times you'll see, let's just say if you know football or watch football, Barcelona against Real Madrid, and it's the final. Do you not think these players are so good that they can just attack? There's a formula. They don't need to attack every minute, right? They need to be chill. They need to be patient. They have to understand, okay, now is the time to go forward. Now is the time to defend, right? And a lot of the times you'll see certain teams, they will be playing, right? Let's just say you got an underdog playing a big time team, right? The underdog will be winning, right? But what do? They go defensive, right? They don't just go full attack, or they just go defensive, right? And that's how you got to think in this game. Like, when do you become defensive in your trading journey? When do you attack? right? You're not going to attack with $500 in your account, right? The reason why I flip money from a small account to a big account, because I don't care. I generally don't care. What's $100 gonna do to me? Nothing, right? But I'm going full attack because I've already made money. I hope that makes sense. And what happens is you start to get confident in your skill. You're seeing things happening over and over and over and over again. So you're going to trust it. Like, why would you not trust yourself? You've learned this skill for years. You're just going to be trying to get $20? No, the game is here for us to win. Do you know what I'm saying? But thank you, Brad. Thank you honestly for sharing your journey, right? And I just want you to give one word, not one word, but just give like, something for the guys here who want to get to your position, right? And in terms of your mindset as well, like just share something for them, because I really, really want people from this mentorship to understand the mindset and why that is so important, more important than even trading itself.
I think really just main thing I can say is just put in the work, like really study the charts, like I said, something that you really touch on. Like I remember when we used to have our calls, and you always just said that the markets are art, and at that time I used to think, they were just, they're literally just candlesticks. Do you know what I mean? How can it be art? Like, but honestly, like if you like stay up all night and watch how the market moves, different sessions, like honestly, like it's the charts are literally amazing. Like, so I think my advice would literally just be put in a lot of time, like sacrifice your sleep, sacrifice time. Like, don't like the last couple of years. I don't really have much life. I work and trade, and you know, obviously still do some things now and again, but you've got to make a lot of sacrifice. And like, if you just believe in yourself and put in the work, and you'll achieve great things.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I hope you guys have learned a lot from what Brad has said. Yes, I know we're not talking about the charts right now because we will get to it, right? We've got 10 weeks. First of all, I just want everyone to just have this mindset, understand that success leaves clues, right? Follow the people that are doing things that you want in life, and don't follow the people that don't have the things that you want, right? So I'm just gonna really 1 second. Okay, there's some people still trying to come in. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, Brad, for all of that. Honestly, appreciate it. And like on a real, I'm super, super happy. I'm buzzing the fact that you are making this type of money, and I'm glad that you listened and trusted the journey. And like I always say to you, even when you wasn't profitable, I always kept saying, bro, like you're gonna do it. You're gonna make it work, right? Never give up. Keep going. Keep pushing. And you kept doing it, right? It's one thing me saying it, but actions speak louder than words. And I want everyone to just see that. Now, trading is a journey, of course. It's not gonna be easy, right? If it was easy, everyone would be rich, everyone would be killing it, right? You have to really want it. It's like anything in life. If it was this girl that you want, and that guy you want, or something, a car that you want, you work hard to get it. There's people literally spending all their money to just have a car, right? So in life, you always go for what you really want. And I want to tell you guys that you should really want trading to work for you, because it can and it will if you just put the time and effort in. Okay? Okay, cool. Perfect. So yeah, I'm literally going to share my screen right now. Now, I know some of you guys have literally probably been trading for a while, right? I know some of you are literally maybe just starting, right? But the one thing that I want is, or what I do is, I teach you from the bottom to the top. So even if you know the things that I'm going to talk about at the start, just pay attention because you can still learn something new, right? And I want you guys to unlearn the things that you've learned in trading and have an open mind in terms of what we are going to speak about in the next 10 weeks, right? You're going to start to see things in a different type of light, right? And things may start hard, but it will get easier, right? And one thing I want you guys to do also, right? Everything that we speak about, like I'm obviously going to go through the course, everything we speak about, right? I want you to use the week, right? Because this course is going to be every Sunday. I want you to use the week to go back and read through the course, right? You don't need to be on YouTube. You don't need to go elsewhere to look for this and this and this. Everything is on the course, and everything is what I'm going to be telling you. So just live on that course. Don't go to the next module if we're not there. So what I speak on is what you need to just study for the week, because once it comes to like week 3, week 4, it's gonna get techie, right? And if you're not on track with the things that we've been doing through the weeks, you're gonna get a bit confused. Okay. And it's not like a one-to-one. Obviously there's 26 of you guys here. I can't answer every call. So we're gonna just keep moving and moving and moving along. Okay. So with that being said, let me share my screen. Okay. Julio. Actually, wait, I need to pop out this thing because I do like. No? Okay. Guess I'm gonna be talking to myself. Wait, pop out. Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, guys. So basically, everyone should have the academy, right? Once you purchase the shift season, you should be able to get into the academy. Now, if you don't, right, because I know there's been a few issues with people getting the links and so on and so forth, just email the email that's in the shift season telegram, right? And we'll get you set up and make sure that you have all of this. Okay, sorry guys, people just messaging me left, right, center. Okay, so introduction to trading. Now, a lot of you may think trading is just, you just buy and sell and you just do it on your phone. But trading's been around for such a long time, right? The best way to understand trading and the best way to understand Forex is basically foreign exchange, right? Now, I'm not going to read all of this. It's for you to go back and do the reading, right? I will explain things in a way where you will understand, but it clicks in when you actually do the work, right? So the best way to understand Forex is like, I'm from England. Okay, I have £100. I go to the travel agency and I want to exchange my money, right? And I'm going to America. So I give them £100. They give me, let's say, 100. Let's just say 1-to-1. They give me $100. Okay. I go to America, don't spend a penny, come back to the UK and give them $100 back to get GBP. Now, let's just say now price of GBP went up and they give me $105 back, £105 back. Now, I've made £5. That's because the time that I went on holiday to America and came back, the price of GBP went up. So we don't actually need to do the whole traveling and stuff. We are living in this age where we can literally trade from our phone, right? And make money, right? All you need is to understand the skill. All you need is to understand your technical analysis, right? And make decisions based on certain things that's happening in the market. Like Brad said, I mentioned to him, the market's art. The market is art. It does things over and over and over and over again. It may change a way, it may look different, but through experience and through time, you'll understand it's basically the same thing. Now, another thing, what I'll also say, we are only going to focus on Euro USD. I don't want to hear nobody talk to me about gold, about this, about that. Gold is a super volatile market, and gold moves different to other pairs, right? So when gold moves from 2000 to 2001, that's basically equivalent to 10 pips. A lot of people don't understand that. Whereas if Euro USD moves from, let's just say 2000 to 2001, that's 1 pip, right? Gold is equivalent to 10 pips each one that it moves. So a lot of people, what they do is they see things on Instagram, they see things online, they see people like me. Oh, he's trading gold, he's making this amount of money, let me trade gold. But that's not the best way to start your journey. You need to give yourself time. Gold doesn't give you time. Gold holds no surrender. Like it doesn't. It holds no. What's the word? I don't know. But you guys can finish the sentence. It doesn't care about your life. It doesn't care about your mom, your dad, the bills you have to pay. Gold will swipe you out, take your money, and move. Right? And still go the same way you expected it to go. But each pip is equivalent to 10 pips. Right? So you have to understand you're trading and putting a certain lot size on, and you don't even know that the market is moving in this way, right? So you're going to lose money quick or make money quick, right? But it's not about making money quick. You can make money quick, but the slow way. You can still be a millionaire by trading 1 pip with even Euro USD, right? Now, once we start talking more on the charts, right, and you start to understand certain things, right, then you can start implementing that to other charts. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. Gold is not the same as every single chart. It does certain things, and you kind of have to look at it a different type of way. Every chart, right? And I want you guys to really deep this. Every chart has its own behavior. It does its own thing, right? So don't look at Euro USD and think that the same thing is going to happen on gold, right? Now, I don't have a problem with you guys wanting to understand gold and learn gold, but you have to first understand the basics. You have to first understand how you have to have a pair that makes you money consistently, right? Imagine like I trade Euro USD and I'm always making money on it. Even with losses, I'm always profitable every single month. But when I go on gold, it's not really hitting. I'm losing money. Just focus on Euro USD. That's making you money. Like, what do you want to just trade gold just to say you trade gold? You want to trade NAS 100 just to say you trade NAS 100, US 30 because this influencer is trading US 30? Your journey is your journey. You need to make money for you, for your family, to get you out of the system, right? Focus on what's making you money. And then while you're making money on Euro USD or whatever pair that that you feel comfortable with, then you can have a separate account where you're trying to master gold, right? You have to have a journey. You have to have a plan on how you're going to get out. You have to have a plan on how you're going to make money, right? Okay. So now a lot of you guys obviously know trading, right? You've been doing it a while. So I'm going to go quickly through these things, but you need to go back and read it, right? We look at the market like this, GBP USD, right? So we're trading GBP against USD dollar, right? And it's the same thing. The first currencies at front is what we're trading against, right? And these are the price, right? Where the price is at. And this is what we're trading, okay? So everything is here, and you guys literally will need to go back on these things and read these things. Now, the market's open 24/5, right? So that means we can make money at any time. Trading, you don't need to be right to make money, right? You can literally be a rookie, a newbie, whatever it is. You deposit money into your broker, so on and so forth, and you just click buy and you can make money, right? But when you have the skill, when you understand what's going on, right, and you have confluences and reasons to why you're going to take a trade, like you're already up. Like imagine going to the casino, you literally have a 50-50 chance, right? In trading, you have a higher probability of actually making money. The only reason why certain people think trading is gambling is because they don't have the skill. They don't understand the risk to reward game. They don't understand that, you know, I can lose 3 trades in a row, but I can make money back in 1 trade, right? You just have to learn the skill. You have to be so, how can I say, like, you have to love what you're doing, right? Even when times are hard, right? You have to just keep going. It's gonna click one day. There's no holy grail to trading, guys. There's not. It's just showing up every single day. Like Brad said, like, you know, 6 months ago now, like, his life started changing around. It just clicked because, you know, it's hard to explain, but in life, yeah, the universe gives back to people that are putting in work. I'm telling you, your mindset's right, you're doing the right thing, you're not fucking anyone over, you know, like, you just keep going and keep going and keep going, and then boom, one day it clicks. One day you're just like, you don't even know it clicked. Things are just making sense on the chart. You're looking at it like it's just any other thing, right? So really lock in, really lock in. Now, there's one thing that I want to say here is this, right? This is what's so crazy, right? Trading, what's it, 5.3 trillion per day, right? This was 2013. According to 2013, right, central bank survey, forex market trading average from 5.3 trillion per day. By 2020, this increased to 6.3. 2020 is when I started to trade, right? So it's just keep going up. And this is per day. Imagine, yeah, there's 5 trillion that goes in the market and out the market each single day. You're telling me you can't even make money? What? You have to, even 1% of 6.2 trillion. That's crazy amount of money. We're not even going for that, right? We're going for the small minute percentage. Just get in every day, get out, make your money and chill. But the craziest thing is the compound interest that happens in this game. It's like super crazy. The way you can go from just, okay, 10, you can go from 10K to 15K, and you might be like, oh, okay, cool, it's not much. But you can go from like 15K to like 25 by risk to reward, by actually taking a risk, right? And the risk is not even that deep. What people do is they're scared to risk. In their life, they've never done anything. They've never jumped. They've literally never risked anything. They like to play it safe. They save the little buck that they've saved. They don't see the bigger picture. Brad literally mentioned he had 10K to his name, right? He put it all in. How many of you can say, I had £10,000 in my account and I put it all in a trading account? You know how much trust in yourself you need to have, how much belief in yourself you need to have to do that? And it's the same with me. I put in my last money in trading, right? And you know, it's funny because I keep saying success leaves clues. I'm not saying go and put your last money in the market, but it gets to a point where you're like, I have to win. There's no, I refuse to lose. Like, it's plan A or plan A, right? And these are the people that win. You look at all the successful people in life, yeah, they had to take risk. They had to, right? So you have to take the risk, but be smart with your risk. And when you start to make money, don't don't be don't be this guy that wants to be tight with money. Money is just a tool. When I really started to make money, it's like I just didn't give a F about money, right? And that's how you have to be. That's how you have to be. So moving on really quickly, right? I know I've spoken a lot, and like I said, this is the start, right?
Can you guys hear me? Or is it just me? What's going on? Has he lost his connection? Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, I guess it's him that's lost his connection.
Yeah, I think I lost his connection because I can't hear him either.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, let me get him back online for you guys. That Dubai connection, man. Okay, should be coming on shortly. Yeah, it's definitely his connection in Dubai. I
Yo,
think that's
guys,
him. There
I'm
you
back.
go. Welcome back,
Apologize
welcome
for that.
back. That
Yeah,
Dubai connection, man.
yeah, I know. He just cut me out. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let me just share my screen again. Yes. Okay. Cool. Right. So I lost track of thoughts of what I was saying. But what I was basically saying, Brad literally made a decision that's what he's gonna do. So you have to take risk in life. It doesn't matter what it is. Now, in trading, right, you have to remember, and even in life, it's about not rushing the process. Okay. So let me just pop this out again. Sorry, pop out. Right? It's about not rushing the process, right? It doesn't matter what it is. For example, if you look at a footballer's life, and I talk about football a lot because I used to play football, right? You start you start young, right? And then you enter the academy, then you get to the reserves, and so on and so forth. There's a process to everything. You can't just go from, playing in an academy all the way to the first team. Now you can if you've done the work, right? But you don't rush it. You work on your skill every single day, week in, week out. Any athletes, they've always putting in the work. It's the same with trading, right? Don't rush the process, right? Learn the skill, right? The skill will take time, right? But even everyone's journey is different. Some of you may get it in 3 months. Some of you may get it in 6 months. Some of you may get it in 2, 3, 5 years. There was a guy. There's a famous story, right? There was a guy, right? Now I'm laughing, but like it's just my mindset. Like I would not allow myself to be trading for 10 years and not make money. But there was a guy that was a trader and he never made no money in 10 years, right? And he never gave up. And his 10th year, he made like 10 million. Imagine he quit the year before. This is why it's not about quitting. It's about just keep going, right? Because you will get there, right? The universe says, you know what? This guy is not quitting, man. Let's just leave. Let's just give it to him. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have to keep pushing. You have to keep going, right? But you can't rush the process, right? You have to work hard, right? And I do believe that working hard pays. It definitely pays. So you have to remember that in this journey, some of you will get it. Some of you may not get it quick, right? But just keep focusing on the information, keep focusing on the skill, right? And a lot of the times it comes down to your psychology. If your psychology is trash, if you're out here, partying every weekend and, not focusing on trading and stuff, it's going to show in your trading, right? Trading literally, a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people don't like trading and the people that have quit is because they cannot look at themselves in the mirror, right? Trading mirrors your life. Whatever you're getting on to, whatever you're doing, how you treat your life, how you see yourself, it's going to show in trading. So see yourself as that millionaire, that successful person, that are rich, wealthy, whatever you see yourself, see it, right? Because you see it and you believe it and it's going to show. Okay. Embrace the journey, because I've spoke a lot about the journey, right? Now, I don't need to talk too much about the journey. Embrace the journey, because that's where you are built. A lot of people just think of the destination, and I'll be honest, the destination is just nothing. It's like, yes, you've got money, you're doing this, you're doing that, right? What are you going to talk about to your kids? Or I just made money. No, the journey is what gets you there. You really enjoy the journey. Now, look how much things I can talk about. I can tell you about me sleeping on a sofa, my ex leaving me paying people off for the business that I didn't even need to pay off. Like, all these things, starting businesses with friends that messed me up. Like, I've got so much stories to tell, right? And it makes your life interesting. If you go through the journey, it will be interesting to speak on. A lot of you wouldn't be here if you didn't see my journey, or heard me speak about my journey, right? Your journey really gets you to that destination, but that's what really matters. And we always have a journey. Like, even now where I am, I still have a journey to go to and get to. I have goals, aspirations, and so on and so forth. Okay. Don't rush your trading journey, which is basically the same as don't rush the process. But the rushing the process is more like anything, right? I want you guys to understand that trading is basically life, right? So whatever we speak on, whatever the mindset that I'm trying to get you to understand, you can achieve anything in life, right? Anything. If you want to become the president, go ahead, right? Now, the journey of trading is totally different. You have to really, really understand that, like, detach yourself from money. You need to become a robot. You need to become a person that just believes and have the faith that you're gonna make a lot of money, right? If you don't believe, you're not gonna happen. Your mind thinks of it before you do it, right? So you have to think of it, right? Brad messaged me that one time. He's like, bro, it's amazing. The most amount of money that I've ever made was when I was in Bali traveling. I've already made money. I'm already chilling. But the most amount of money I made, I posted it on my reels, 800K, right? Crazy. Now, and you know what? It's mad. Like, I made the money and I jumped in the pool. Oh, hooray. Boom. 5 minutes, I'm back to normal, right? I'm back to normal because this is just what I do. I already programmed my mind to make a lot of money. You have to program your mind. Your mind is a software, right? It's a software that's taking in information. Our mind is more advanced, right? Our brains are more advanced than a laptop, than a computer, than our phones. Now you're putting garbage into your software. Damn, a lot of you need antivirus, right? Start treating your mind like a machine. You need to be a machine. You need to understand, okay, this is what I need to do. Boom, boom, boom. You're listening to the right people. You're feeding your mind with amazing things, right? And your body is a vehicle. You're not going to be putting garbage into, like a lot of you drive. Are you going to be putting oil in your car? No, you're going to be putting what it needs to go in there, right? You got unleaded, but then you got premium unleaded, right? You're not gonna put, if you have a Lambo, you're not gonna put just the normal garbage. You're gonna put the premium because you want the car to run good. You want to hear the "Rrr." Do you know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with your mind and your body. You got to feed yourself with great things. You are a machine, but a lot of you are working at 20, 30, 40%, right? You need to work as close to 100 as possible, right? Practice patience and precision. This is super, super, super important. Patience is a bitter plant, but its fruit is sweet. And my mouth is it's a tongue twister. Patience is a bitter plant, but its fruit is sweet. Meaning that, just be patient with the game. Like, you're gonna get there. Why are you rushing? I was mentioning this on the live yesterday. A lot of you are going to trade for 10 years, right? 10 years plus, you're never gonna quit trading. Once you understand what trading can do for your life, right? You're never gonna quit. Even when you're successful, maybe you're successful in other businesses and so on and so forth. You're always gonna want to trade because it's just the vibe, just printing money, right? Or make a quick 30K there, make a quick 100K there just on a trade, right? It's good, right? You are free. You know what I'm saying? But even, and I'm going to give you another example. Even if you are not successfully in trading, right? You're always going to think, oh my God, like you're always going to be putting money in your account just to try it, just to take a quick trade. So if you're not taking the process seriously, if you're not patient with the with the journey, right? Long term, you're still going to be taking losses if you're trying to rush the journey, right? So if you're going to get there anyways, if you're going to get there, let's say 10 years down the line, right? You're still going to be trading. Would you not rather take it patient and win, right? And to be honest, in 2 years, 3 years, you can be making crazy money, right? So you're either gonna make money by being patient, or you're gonna still be trading and losing money by trying to rush the process and trying to do things quick. Just take your time, okay? So I know we are hour in, right? And remember, be patient, things will come, right? I know that people just want to see the charts, but to be honest, it's not about the chart. It's so easy to read the chart. But the things that we are talking about and the things that I'm telling you is the things that you need to take and keep in your mind. I want everyone to go to bed tonight and being like, yo, I'm stoked, I'm ready. Like I can achieve anything. I can go and bench press 200 kg. That's how you need to be thinking, right? The skill will come. When we start talking about the trading and we're going to be going crazy, I need you guys ready for it. Okay. So, yeah. So now, this is the last slide we're going to do before we end for this week's session, right? But I need you guys to take a read on the last three that we've obviously spoken when we finish the call. This is going to be the homework. Read it, have your notepad, write things. Make sure that you are literally understanding. A week is a long time to just read 3 pages, right? Make sure that you fully understand it. Now, even if you know the basics and so forth, still read it, right? There's a couple of downloads here. If for the newbies that don't understand what this is about, you'll still get to understand it, right? There's margin and leverage. It gives you a little bit of, these are just pictures for you to understand. Now, when we talk about this situation, what is a pip, right? A lot of you understand what a pip is, a lot of you don't, right? And it's self-explanatory. It's percentage in points. We don't really, as traders, we don't really go, oh yeah, bro, I made 100 bags today. Yes, bro, I made 30K. Yes, bro, I made £500 today. No, we don't say that. We say, I caught this amount of pips, right? Because it's not necessarily about the money you make, it's about the pips that you get, right? For example, I can make 200 pips for the week, right? And let's just say my 200 pips for the week is 30K. Let's just say it's 30K. But Brad, let's say Brad's made 1,000 pips, but he's made 1K. Brad has literally essentially made more pips than me, right? The only difference between me and Brad would be the fact that I have more capital, right? And I'm risking to my capital, I'm risking a bigger lot size uh, with my capital, right? So it's not about how much money this guy's making, that guy's making, you're making, it's about the pips, right? Because if Brad, let's just say in that week, I made 200 pips, Brad made 1,000 pips, right? And let's just say we had the same account. Of course, Brad's making a lot more money than I am. So it's not about the money, it's about the pips. Start thinking in pip terms, not money terms, right? we detach ourselves from money, right? We detach ourselves from money, right? These are ticks and pippets. If you guys don't know what it is, please refer back to the course and read it, right? Now, quick example, we basically, for example, GBP USD moves from 1.3024 to 130.241. This means the price moved one tick. We don't really care about the last ticks. We care about the pips, right? Now, this is just calculating how the market moves, right? So if I'll just go quickly back on the charts on Euro USD, right? There's nothing on the charts, it's clean, right? As you can see, this Wi-Fi is bad. Oh my gosh. Right. Okay. There is something on the chart, but let me go on this one. There's nothing on this one. Okay. If I go to 1 minute, and I even just like, it's can't really last change. Okay. So this is what we call ticks and pippets. Like if you look at my cursor, these last things, these last numbers, we don't really count them because they're so minute, right? We don't count them. These are called pipettes, right? But the next number is pips because if this goes from from 5 to 6, that will be 1 pip, right? And that's just how we calculate it on the charts, right? Now, let's just say if we was risking, let's say one lot size, right, which is £10 a pip, right? You can see 0.1, we're not really counting that, we're not counting that, we're not counting that until it gets to 1. We are counting that as like 1 pip. I'm on a 1 minute time frame, so it seems big, but it's not big, right? So we don't really count pipettes, we count pips, okay? Ticks, sorry, we don't count ticks, we count pips. Okay, so going back. So this will allow you to understand what I mean in terms of that, okay? So understanding spreads, right, and margin, spreads, leverage, right? So when it comes to spreads, a lot of you know, right, we would have an ask and a bid price. So meaning that when we place a trade, it's not going to go on the actual price that it's on. It will go like a little bit higher, right? Now the spreads is basically what the market needs to have spreads in order for them to make money, right? Now certain pairs have more spreads, certain brokers have bigger spreads, some don't. I trade with Vantage because it gives me the smallest amount of spreads possible. I use an ECN raw account. Now I remember when I was learning how to trade, I had a few brokers and so on and so forth, and the spreads was just wham. It was just big. When I say wham, it was big. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm gonna need to move so that this does not close. So just give me 1 second, please. 1 second, guys. Life of a trader. I'm literally creating an office anywhere I am. Okay. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so brokers, some certain brokers that have bigger spreads. Now, I have a raw ECN with Vantage because when I was learning how to trade, I tried different brokers and some had bigger spreads. Now, I started to trade and I was like scalping. I can trade every way because I've done so much work on the charts, right? I can scalp, I can intraday, I can swing, long term, whatever, right? And this is how you need to be. And my strategy, when we start talking about the charts a lot more, you're going to understand that my strategy you can use anywhere in the market, right? Whether you want to scalp, whether you want to swing, we are doing technical analysis, right? We're just looking at the charts and it does the same thing over and over again. It doesn't matter what time frame it is, it's still going to do that, and you just follow the system. Okay, now the spreads is key, especially if you are scalping, because it gives you small spreads, right? If you're scalping, you want small spreads so you can instantly be in profit, right? It doesn't really matter like how the spreads don't really matter as much if you're swing trading, long-term trading, intraday. It doesn't really matter. It's more mainly when you are scalping, which is super, super, super important. Now, moving on to just margin and leverage, they work in sync, right? And I want you guys to understand what leverage is and what margin is. So, for example, right, for you to guys to understand in a way where it's easier, it's like, for example, I'm from the UK. Let's just say I wanted to buy a house in the UK, right? I'll go to the bank and I'll say, I want to buy this house. Let's say the house is 100K. They'll ask me for a deposit. I'll give them 10K deposit, let's just say 10%, and they'll buy the house. And now I own the bank money, right? Now, remember this. I owe the bank money still. I don't just get a free house, right? And I've lost 10K. Now, with trading, why it's so good is because they offer us leverage, right? Meaning that if we go down, meaning that we just deposit money into our broker and they give us like an equivalent to, let's just say, $100, 100 to 1. It's like you can move $10,000 worth of units. So in trading terms, right? So what it means is it allows us to risk more than what we actually currently have in terms of capital. This is why trading is so beautiful, because you can literally risk more, right, and make more. But it works hand in hand, right? If you're out here going crazy, risking more than you actually have, right, then you can blow your account quickly. But once you are making money, like I mentioned before, let's say you got 15K, right? And you say, you know what? Let me risk, 3K. You can actually leverage that and make a lot of money. The way that I can flip money, right, from $100 or whatever it is because I'm using the leverage that they're giving me, right? I have a way where for example, with this gold sale that happened this week, I realized what was happening. I understood the charts. I did my work on the charts, right? I still made money on my main account. But I was like, oh, actually, I can flip this because I know where the market is looking to go, right? So I deposited, I moved $14 over from my IB to a different account, and I started trading. Started with 0.02 on gold. Right now, obviously, I had to be very, very smart with it. Right, so I added it in, and as the market kept going back down, now the money that I have with the profits that I have, it's giving me more leverage and more margin. Right, with the more margin, I can place more trades. Right now, I'm not placing trades just randomly. I'm waiting for the market to do certain things in order for me to place more trades, right? Now, think about it. I can scalp, swing, intraday, all of that stuff. So my initial entries were scalping, right? And I closed some trades off. I continued, closed some trades, I continued, so on and so forth. But my goal was what happened with gold. So I knew I could make money. Now, imagine having a skill like that and know when you can make money with a small amount. And now imagine you have a big amount, then you're just chilling, right? So leverage and margin work hand in hand, right? You build more margin as your money is growing, but you also have leverage because the broker is allowing you to have that. Now, like the example I gave you with the banks are gonna give you this money, not even give you, just transfer it over. You got this house, but you have to pay them back. With a broker, we don't need we don't need to pay no brokers back, right? This is their kind of contract. You deposit money with us, we're going to give you leverage. That's it, right? So if you blow your account, you blow your account, and that's all you're losing, right? But it doesn't matter if you don't make money and you bought a house, you still have to pay for the house, Okay, so this is why it's so important to understand trading and understand the leverage and how you can grow by using the leverage. Like I mentioned before, you can literally make it or break it. Don't go and be like, just because I got leverage, I need to go crazy. It's like, for example, I don't really drink like that. I like cocktails. I love cocktails, but I don't really drink like that. But let's just say you had a bottle of Grey Goose, right? Or a bottle of wine or whatever, right? Yes, you can drink all of it if you want to, but you're going to be effed, right? Are you going to do it? It's the same way. Like, I like to give examples so you guys can understand that trading is like life. Treat trading like how you would treat life. Now, a lot of people, they don't have the right mindset, right? So let's just say they go out and they go partying and they go and do stupid things. They just let themselves loose. There's no discipline. There's no mindset. There's no nothing, right? And then now they're waking up in A&E or had a fight or something happened because they would let loose when they was outside. So in trading, you're just going to be crying to yourself because you're like, oh, you let loose by over risking. You know what I'm saying? I hope the analogies that I give, you understand what I'm trying to say. Use trading like life. And if you treat trading like your life, right? And then your life is not good in what you do, in what you allow to enter your mind, in terms of the vehicle example I gave you, what kind of fuel you're putting into your bodies, and so on and so forth. It's going to show in trading. So you need to become a better person in your life in order for it to work in trading. It goes hand in hand. Okay. So, yes, guys, so we have major pairs, minor pairs. I'm sure a lot of you understand and know what that is. Market is open 24/5, like I said, opens at 10 o'clock on Sunday, closes on Friday, 10 o'clock on Friday, right? Now, we have each day, we have 1 hour break, right? This is for the newbies and the guys that don't really know too much about trading. We have 1 hour break at 10 o'clock GMT time, right? So that means 1 hour break, the market just relaxes. Now, one thing I want you to understand that in this 1 hour, right, brokers use this 1 hour to make spreads bigger, right? So if you're getting into a trade, like coming up to end of New York session, right? You need to really realize and you need to think to yourself, is it actually a good time for me to get into a trade like around near closer to New York session? Maybe not, just chill, right? Be patient. The market's going to move tomorrow. Also, it's important to understand what times you are trading, right? Who's going to trade GBP, right, pairs when it's Asian session? The people that trade GBP, the market's not even open. The session is not even open. So why are you going to trade GBP in Asian session? If you are awake in Asian session, or you've drawn on your charts and you understand what's going on, right? You should be trading a pair that moves in Asian session, right? Like gold sometimes moves in Asian session, right? AUD USD moves in Asian session. Sometimes Japanese yen moves in Asian session. So you're going to want to be trading. If you want to trade at that time, you want to be looking at them pairs, right? You have to. Trading is just common sense. You have to just have common sense. I'm not going to be buying a pair that is not moving in that session. It just doesn't make sense. Volatility is what we want to make money. Okay, so me going back to this. So yes, guys, we're gonna end the session here. I'm gonna go off the shared screen and say a few things. Maybe read a few comments. But look, what you need to do is go read the 1, 2, 3 of the first module, and that's it. We will continue next week, right? So take it easy. Understand that I know a lot of you guys may already know these things. Just be patient. You might learn a thing or two even from what I'm trying to say to you in terms of the mindset. So keep showing up, stay focused, stay patient, and yes, we're gonna keep getting. It's gonna keep getting harder and harder every single week, but we start slow. Okay, so let me just close this shared screen. Okay, stop share. Right, so I hope a lot of you have took a lot on board today, what I've spoke on, and also I really hope that you've taken a lot from what I've said. Honestly, I've spoke a lot, right? And I know I know that like some of you guys are probably bored of hearing my voice, but trust me, it's all a journey. It's all about learning, it's all about moving forward. I've saved the call as well, it's recording. So once the call's done and everything's, I've got the link. I will share it in Shift Season, Telegram, and you guys will be able to go through that and download it and hear back and whatever you need to kind of do with that. Is everyone good with that? If you guys just reply to the messages, the chat here. Um, Let me know how you guys think. Okay. All good, all good. Okay, amazing, guys. Guys, honestly, thank you for turning up today. For next session, like I said, don't turn up late, right? Because it's crazy because in life I've met super successful people, right? And they are cutthroat. If you even want, listen, you're late if you're on time. Like, I want you guys to remember this. You are late if you are on time. Don't turn up at 7 o'clock. Turn up 5 minutes before. And this is something that, I know we're all going to be great in trading, right? I know we're all going to do well in trading, but it's more than trading. It's about building you up. You have to build yourself up. You're going to be getting into rooms with successful people, right? And they will judge you from your appearance. They will judge you from your time management, right? So the people that came here late, I know you might have had something, bits and bobs. I'm not saying that, like, I'm not having a go at you, but I'm just saying, take in mind as you move on in life, because we are using trading to get what we want in life. You're gonna get to certain stages where you're gonna be like, okay, these people mean business. These people are serious. And I don't want you guys to lose £1 million deal because you was there on time. But on time is late. I hope everyone gets what I'm trying to say. Okay? So yeah,
Yes.
man, we'll touch base. Same link next week. Same link. And yes, we'll touch base in the Telegram group, ask questions, say whatever you want to say, connect with people. I will, like I said, I'm here for 10 weeks, right? So if there's things that you don't really understand as the coming weeks come, we have this group chat so that we can obviously talk, right? We're here for 10 weeks, so ask anything that you want to ask. I'll do my best to get back to everybody. And yeah, other than that, man, it's yeah, enjoy your Sunday and let's have a great week. Okay? I'll just wait 1 second, guys. I just want to record a video for Insta. Man, guys, this is what happens when you out here living life. Like, you have no storage. Storage just goes. Like, so many times I have to delete things because I've got so many videos, content. This is crazy. Okay, cool. Let me. If everybody in the chat, if everybody just put like a W in the chat or PTP, whatever, I'm gonna post this. Shift season. Let's go. First session done, and we're about to go crazy. Let's go. Let's go. Love you guys, and we'll touch base next week. Yeah, man. Let's go. Peace out. Yeah.